Hey guys, this is Superstar0717. Real quick, I'm going to show you guys my quest for the Holy Relic deck. I just got a bunch of the foils in, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that. So the front row, we basically have the namesake of the deck, the quest for the Holy Relic. Whenever you cast it, every time you cast a creature spell, you put one quest counter on it. Remove 5 quest counters and sacrifice it to search your deck for an equip, and equip it to a monster. So I got my 2 Argentum Armors. They give target creature plus 6/6. And whenever it attacks, destroy target permanent. It's just an awesome equip card. It really messes things up, especially when you just start blowing up their mana. It's just ridiculous. So first we have the 3 artifacts of the deck. We have, well actually I guess there's 4 artifacts, but we have the first 3. We have Memnite and Ornithopter, which are your 0 drops. They really just help get your quest going. Especially know if I have like 2 or 3 of these, it's just ridiculous. And a Glint Hawk, you're pretty much set to go off on the next turn. So Memnite's a 1/1, Ornithopter's a 0/2, and they both, or Ornithopter has flying. Up next we have 2 1-drops. We have Signal Pest and Glint Hawk. Signal Pest is a 0/1 with Battle Cry, and it cannot be blocked by creatures with flying or reach, except for it doesn't technically have flying. Sorry about that. And Glint Hawk's effect is it's flying, and whenever it enters the battlefield, sacrifice unless you return an artifact to the hand. So you cast a spell, bounce an Ornithopter or Memnite, and then just play them right back, and then you're back in business. And it's just a good card. It's a 2/2 flyer for 1, basically for free because you're playing the artifacts. And then when you equip it with Argentum Armor, this card is just ridiculous. It's just a 1. Basically, it's a potential 8/8 that destroys permanents with flying. And it's definitely one of the better cards in the deck. Up next, probably my favorite card in the deck right now, probably my favorite card in all of Magic right now. We have a playset of Vault Scourges. It's 1 mana and 1 colorless and a black Phyrexian mana. And it is a 1/1 with lifelink and flying. This is my favorite card to equip Argentum Armor to, because a 7/7 flying with lifelink is just ridiculous. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, it doesn't die to go for the throat, it doesn't die to Doomblade, and I mean, it's just ridiculously good. Definitely my favorite card in the deck right now, and I highly suggest if you aren't playing with this card to definitely try it out. Up next, we got a playset of Squadron Hawks. Sorry about that glare, guys. We have a playset of Squadron Hawks. You mulligan really aggressively in this deck, and Squadron Hawks definitely kind of make up for that. They just net huge card advantage, and they're probably one of the best cards in the deck. And usually when you have it in your opening hand, you just kind of smile a little bit because you know you're gonna plus like crazy on turn 2. Sorry about that glare, guys. It's really annoying. Okay, so up next we have 4 Core Skyfishers. I need 1 more foil, so if you got it, let me know. It's a 2/3 with flying for 2. Whenever it enters the battlefield, return a permanent to your hand. And so, you know, you're just bouncing these 0-cost guys, and it's pretty good. You can bounce your lands too if you need to. It's also an excellent card to equip to Argentum Armor. It becomes a 6/9 with flying, so that's always good. Last, for the creatures, we have a playset of 4 Hero Bladeholds. I like this card a lot because it gives you an alternate win condition just to the standard Argentum Armor thing, and it's also an excellent target for Argentum Armor. Its effect, Battle Cry, gives everybody +1/0, and whenever it enters the whenever it attacks, you put 2 1/1 tokens into the field attacking, and those tokens really add up. And you know, whenever you start blowing up their land and start blowing up their permanents with your Argentum Armor, those 1/1 tokens really start getting in there. So it's definitely a good card. I ordered the, I believe it's the pre-release promo, and I actually like it a lot. And so up next for mana, I'm teching 2 swamps. The 2 swamps are just for the Vault Scourges, mid-game, early game, late game. These are just more of a personal attack, just so I don't have to pay that 2 life. I mean, it's never going to kill me. I'm usually not going to drop Vault Scourge if it's going to put me into the danger zone. But running these, and you know, if I see them, that's awesome. If I don't, that's fine. There's only 2 cards in the deck that exclusively require white mana, which is the Glint Hawk for the 1 white and the Quest for the 1 white. So I run 2. I was running 4, but I would end up drawing a Swamp and then a Quest, so I dropped it down to 2. I haven't had that problem since. If you want to play the deck a little differently, a little bit more aggro, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just don't like it because I'm new to Magic and I'm not too comfortable with the aggro strategy yet, even though this is an aggro deck. Replace 2 swamps and 2 plains with 4 contested war zones. I have them in my deck box, but I do not play them currently. Like I said, I need to get more comfortable with attacking, knowing what to block with. So that's one thing. I mean, contested war zone's a pretty good card, but like I said, I feel just a little more comfortable running 2 swamp and 2 plains, because if you do open up with a contested war zone, you can't use it to tap for quest or Glint Hawk, which is really my biggest problem. If it could tap for white mana, that'd be excellent. I'd totally run it, but because it can't, I choose not to. And then last but not least, we have a 5 plane, or excuse me, why did I say 5? We have 20 planes. Basically, you know, it's pretty much like a mono white deck, sans the Vault Scourge. And so these are just, you know, a couple planes. I picked them up super cheap, picked them up for like 15 cents each on strikezone.com. These are just like, ever since I saw these lands, I didn't think they were going to be that awesome. I just bought them to get my total up to 40 bucks. And I just fell in love with the Odyssey art, and then so I got those swamps as well. And those are also Odyssey art. Actually, it's Onslaught art. Sorry about that. Onslaught art. My bad. So yeah, guys, that's the deck. It's 60 cards. Let me think. It's a pretty good deck, especially if you just mulligan, if you know when to mulligan and when not to mulligan, and you get that Argentum armor out, like turn 2 or 3, you can really start chipping away at their mana base, and once they have no mana and they're not drawing any, you're pretty much just free to start controlling the game with your flyers and your hero blade holds and whatnot. So the deck is actually pretty budget. Right now it's all foiled out, or foiled out-ish, I guess you could say. But I built this deck. I mean, even if you don't want to run blade holds, you can run Porcelain Legionnaire. That's actually a good point. I don't run a Quarter Paladin just because he's so easy to block. It's just like, in my opinion, just kind of pointless to run him when Hero Blade Hold is better, generates more tokens, and it does cost a little bit more, but it's definitely going to stick on the field longer. Instead of a Quarter Paladin or Blade Hold, if you wanted to keep it super budget, run Porcelain Legionnaire. It's a 3/1 with First Strike, I believe for 2, 1 plains and 1 plains Phyrexian mana. It's a 3/1 First Strike, like I said, and it's an artifact, I believe. And in my opinion, it's just a little bit better than a Quarter Paladin, just because that First Strike is so relevant. And yeah, so this is basically my deck. It's, like I said, it's pretty budget, minus I guess the blade holds over like $7 each. But if you do want to play this deck, it's actually super. I bought it, I believe, for $50 for the deck. And like I said, these are the most important cards. And then with $50 without the blade holds, and I think it was like 70 with. And then I just foiled it out, or like I said, foiled it out with the rest of those foils for pretty. I think it was like $38. So not bad at all. So that's my deck, guys. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions about the deck, let me know, and I can try to help you out with that. Real quick, you can check out this little spoiler. I did order the cards to make it a green-white quest deck.